As you begin progressing onto your journey of learning the instrument, you are going to have to become familiar with the dal. Dal means rhythm, and clearly all our music is rhythm is kind of wraps around our music. Our music wraps around the rhythm. They go hand in hand, they travel together, and it's clearly important for you to begin to become familiar with the rhythm, with the dal. We use an app to help us to kind of practice alongside, and that app artificially produces the rhythm. I have it on my phone here. This is called IRR Pro. There is an alternative for the Android. It's called iShala. They're both very good apps. Either of them is good enough. There isn't one that I prefer over the other. So if you have an Android, you buy the iShala, and if you have an iPhone, you buy the IRR Pro. On this app, we can set the speed, we can set the dal. So if you look at this view of the IRR app, what we have here is the ability to set the pitch. I'm going to just turn the Dilruba on. We will come back to that in a moment. And if you have a look here, we can set the pitch. Most of my recordings, most of these lessons will be on C#, so I would recommend you keep it on C#. I won't go through these features here. I won't go through these features. I want to go to this page here, because this has most of the features that you need to know. At the top, we have the dal, the rhythmic cycle, and you can see that we have this set to din dal. Term 1 is going to be largely based on din dal. There might be other dals, and you just set them up here accordingly. Okay. Each lesson will tell you very clearly which dal we are using, and you just select that dal at the top. The style, select wherever possible, select the plain basic style. Okay. Now, most of the dals will have a basic dal. If it doesn't, then select the one at the top. So when you get to dal style, select the one at the top. Let's just randomly pick another dal. Again, the style has defaulted to Pro Default. During your first term, change it to basic. And like I said, most of our learning will be in din dal, and I would ask you to change it to basic or basic no fillers. We have a start and stop button. That turns on the drone on the left. And the one on the right turns on the doubler. Turn the doubler off, turn the drone off. Very simple. This button here, this icon here is a bell. I do recommend that you turn that on because the jingle of the bell can be very helpful in the early stages. Okay, press it again, it's turned the bell off. Listen carefully. And now we'll turn it back on. There we are. Let's turn the doubler off. This section here enables us to control the speed. Each lesson, when you practice it, you will be you'll be told which speed to practice at. And you just set it here. So if you're told a speed of 50 beats per minute, take this down to 50, press play, turn the bell on. That's it. Very straightforward. So those are the main features of the app. Now what I want you to understand are some of the terms we use. So there are 3 terms we use for each lesson. Beats per minute, swars per bow, and swars per dal. Let me explain each one. So beats per minute is the speed that the app should be set at. So 100 beats per minute simply means set the speed to 100 and practice at that. 140 simply means set the speed to 140, practice at that speed, and that's what beats per minute means. The next thing you then need to understand is what is meant by swars per bow. So let me explain. I'm going to just place my Dilruba here, and if you are told that you have to practice at 2 swars per bow, it means that in the entire length of that bow, as you bow, you have to get 2 keys, 2 swars in that bow. So if, for example, we were practicing sa re ga ma ga re sa, and that was a lesson, then we'd do sa re ga ma ga re sa. So on each bow we're managing to get 2 swars. Sa re ga ma ga re sa. 4 swars per bow. Sa re ga ma ga re sa. Sa re ga ma ga re sa. So that's swars per bow. Then finally swars per dal. So let me now take you to the Dindal cycle. I want you to notice that it's a 16 beat cycle. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1 swar per dal. Just assume now that we're practicing sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So this is what we're playing. And if we're playing one sur per tal, that means on each tal we play one sur. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. One sur on every tal. One sur on every tal, every beat. We use these numbers to guide us in the early stages. Those numbers are really important. Try to keep this within eye shot, somewhere where we can see the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep those numbers so that you can see them. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. One sur per tal. Sometimes we're going to do 2 surs per tal. So let me show you how the same sequence now. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. That same sequence. We're going to play 2 surs per tal. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're trying to do 2 surs in the same beat. So kind of doubling the speed. More often than not, I always pick very slow speeds. That's 50 beats per minute. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So there's a lot there to learn, a lot of very basic theory, I suppose, about how the lessons are notated and what we expect you to practice. The first few lessons you might struggle a bit to try and understand all that notation, but because the videos will support you, the videos will kind of, if you play along with the videos, you'll slowly start to understand all this notation and it will become second nature to you.